Welcome to Notebook Summaries. Today, we're jumping into one of the most incredible stories in art history, how the Hindu god Shiva went from being, well, not really a who at all, to the cosmic dancer we all know today. It's a journey that spans thousands of years. So let's kick things off with a real puzzle. How did something like this, an abstract, totally formless pillar of stone, end up as the central object of worship for one of the world's most ancient faiths? Yeah, we're talking about the Shiva Linga. For centuries, this was it. This was the symbol for the infinite, the absolute. And then, how on earth did that become this? Talk about a transformation. This is one of the most dynamic, recognizable figures in all of mythology. Okay, to figure this out, we've got to go way back. We're talking about the earliest, most mysterious clues we have about Shiva's ancient roots. Our story really kicks off here, more than 4,000 years ago. Look at this tiny thing. It might not look like much, but this artifact, the Pashupati seal, found in the ancient city of Mohenjo-daro, is a huge deal. For a long, long time, the man theory was that this figure, you can see he's horned, sitting in a yogic pose, animals all around him, was a kind of proto-Shiva, an early version of the goddess Pashupati, the lord of animals. But, and this is where it gets really interesting, that whole idea is now seriously up for debate. It's a great reminder that history isn't just about facts set in stone. It's a lot of detective work and interpretation. Actually, some scholars are now saying this might not be a god at all. They think it could be a divine bullman. And if you look closely, they point to these bull-like facial features which match up with other artifacts found there. So that neat, direct line to Shiva, it's suddenly not so clear. All right, so the Pashupati seal is still a bit of a mystery. Let's move on to something we're much more certain about. For centuries, Shiva wasn't worshipped in a human form at all. He was worshipped as the Shiva Linga. It's what's called an aniconic symbol. Basically, it's not a direct image of him. The word linga just means sign or mark. But don't be fooled, this is way more than just a pillar. The linga is this incredibly deep symbol of the entire cosmos in perfect balance. It represents the union of these two massive cosmic forces, the masculine consciousness, which is Shiva, and the feminine creative energy, or Shakti. So, when did Shiva finally get a face? Well, the very first clues pop up on these old coins from the Kushan era. And there he is, holding his trident, with his bull Nandi right there with him. It's a simple image, sure, but this is the spark that's going to light a massive artistic fire. And that fire just exploded during India's golden age, the Gupta Empire. We're talking about a time of just incredible creativity in art, science, you name it. This is the period where the image of Shiva that we all recognize today really gets hammered out. This is when artists started to, standardize the divine. They nailed down his key features. You've got the third eye, a symbol of pure spiritual insight and power, the matted locks, which show his ascetic nature and his link to the sacred Ganges, and of course, the trident, the Trishula, representing the three cosmic functions: creation, preservation, and destruction. This is it. This is the birth of the iconic Shiva. But it was so much more than just figuring out what he looked like. The real genius was creating a whole visual language to communicate just how complex he was. And a huge part of that language was all in the hands. Artists came up with this really rich vocabulary of hand gestures called mudras. Each one sends a specific message. Like the Gajahasta mudra you see here, which looks like an elephant's trunk, it's all about showing power and control over the forces of the universe. It's a brilliant way to tell a story without saying a word. Okay, so with this amazing new artistic language in their toolbox, the Gupta artists didn't just make one version of Shiva. Oh no, they created an entire universe of different forms, and each one tells a completely different story about the divine. And this has to be the most spectacular of them all, Nataraja, the cosmic dancer. Just look at it. Every single part of this is just packed with meaning. The drum in his hand is beating out the rhythm of creation itself. The flame in another hand, that's the fire of destruction. His whole dance, the Tandava, is the rhythm that keeps the entire universe going. Then you have this just an incredibly profound form called Ardhanarishvara. This is philosophy turned into art. It's half Shiva, half his consort Parvati. It's this beautiful, visual idea that the entire cosmos is a perfect balance of masculine and feminine energies all in one body. Just a powerful, powerful statement about unity. And get this, in what was a really amazing show of religious harmony, the Gupta artists created Harihara. This is one deity that's a fusion of both Shiva and Vishnu, the two major gods in Hinduism. You can see it right there. On the left, you've got Shiva's matted hair and trident. On the right, Vishnu's royal crown and other symbols. It's just a brilliant way to say, hey, it's all one and the same. So this artistic and theological blueprint that the Gupta Empire created, it had a huge lasting impact. I mean, these forms echo down through the centuries and across continents. They influenced the incredible bronze Nataraja statues of the Chola dynasty in the south, and then they spread all the way to Southeast Asia, showing up in massive temple complexes like Angkor Wat. The legacy is just immense. So think about where we started, a mysterious ancient seal, and we ended up with a globally recognized icon. This whole journey just proves that art isn't just for looking at. It's a language. It's how we try to make sense of the biggest ideas out there, how we give a face to the divine. Which really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What is it about us humans that makes us need to see the face of God? Hey, if you enjoyed this journey, why not subscribe to Notebook Summaries? And if you want to keep exploring, we've got a whole playlist called Ancient India, The Stories Behind the Hindu Gods waiting for you. Go check it out. Thanks for watching.